Does your house look like this, but you dream of it looking like this? Then this is the show for you. We'll show you how to transform your house and with the help of some expert tips and tricks of the trade, make hundreds of pounds by taking trash like this and recycling it into cash. Bedrooms absolutely cram-packed with clutter. There are houses just like this all over the UK. But before you throw everything away, stop. With some clever thinking, your unwanted items could be given a new lease of life, a new home, and in return, you could bag a tidy fortune.
Today we've come to Spalding in Lincolnshire to meet Caroline Coshia. Caroline lives in this 3-bedroom house with her 8-year-old daughter Jade. Now, Caroline's house may look more than big enough for just 2 people, but inside it's packed with clutter and Caroline's to blame.
I do hoard absolutely everything. I might see something and think that's a bargain, and then I'll put it in the cupboard and I think use it later or do something with it later, and I don't. So I've got so much clutter that I really need to actually get rid of it now.
Sounds like Caroline needs to change her cluttering ways, but with a history of hoarding, it's not going to be easy. Thankfully, help is at hand in the form of Sister Debbie, who lives nearby and is more than familiar with Caroline's bad habits.
Caroline is a complete hoarder. Ever since, well, in all the years I've known since she's been an adult and in her own homes, she's bought things, she's collected them, she's put them away, and she will not release anything. She just completely hoards them. I've tried to declutter her before because we're just so completely opposite. I like neat, tidy, nothing left out, and Caroline is completely the opposite to me.
It sounds like Caroline has got the perfect partner to help her get rid of all her unwanted clutter. But if we're going to achieve our aim, we'd better get cracking. And I brought along my own dynamic declutterers to help them recycle all of that unwanted trash.
Our experts are the kings at converting trash into cash, the Paul Hayes and Mark Franks, and they're in the garage right now having a good old rummage through the junk. Boys, have you found anything for me today?
Well, do you know what? I want to roll today. You get it?
Moving on.
I found your biggest fan.
I'm loving that. Hey! Well, less of the jokes. Let's get finding some more stuff.
Okay.
Well, our cheeky clutter clearers are in high spirits and ready to get stuck in. And let's hope the third member of our trash transforming troupe, Handyman Danny Wood, is also ready to roll. With years of experience in the building trade, he's here to refurbish and revitalise anything that Mark and Paul think has the potential to make a tidy profit.
Well, our team's ready to get started, but before they can get stuck in, time to find out why Caroline wants to raise some cash from her trash.
I'd like to raise £200 so that I can take Jade, my daughter, to London because she was promised a trip there last summer and unfortunately it didn't come off. And then I'd like to take her to a West End show and then out for some dinner.
Well, it's a lovely idea, Caroline, but if you want to whisk Jade off on a trip to London, you've got to agree to the trash to cash deal because there are no free rides on this show.
So, girls, here's the deal. I know you want £200 so that you and Jade can go and see that West End theatre show, which sounds great. But in exchange for our expert knowledge and help, I want you to raise that same amount of money again to go towards a good cause of your choosing. Are you up for that?
I certainly am.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a bit of healthy competition, so to spice things up a bit and to divide you apart, I'm going to split you into 2 teams and you're each going to go with your own expert. Does that sound all right?
Yep, that's fine.
So Caroline, you're going to go with Mark Franks.
Hello.
And Debbie, you're going to go with Paul Hayes.
Hey, thought you'd never ask.
Hello,
How are you?
Paul.
It's the age-old battle of the North versus the South.
Not really, they're both from Bristol, so bring it soon.
Semi-biased though in a way because with me being from Manchester and all, you know.
Yes, good to have an ally.
It is, you know. Well, I wouldn't get that cosy in it.
Okay.
You know. And whoever wins today is, of course, going to be crowned the Trash to Cash King.
Yeah, that's this side over here.
win.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
Oh, each side sounding pretty confident. Well, you're all talking the talk, so let's see if you walk the walk.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see indeed, as it's down to business. And if we're going to reach that £400 target, an injection of healthy competition is just what we need. As Team Franks and Team Hayes join battle for the Trash to Cash crown. I'll be catching up with Caroline a little later to find out who she'll decide to donate half of her proceeds to. But while she gets down to work with Mark, Paul and Debbie have headed out to the garage where it's straight down to business.
Do you know what is all this stuff? What's all this metal? Whoa, what a racket.
Well, Paul, believe it or not, all these different shades of green metal sheets are assembled to be a garden shed.
Oh, right, so that's what it is. It's like a kit-form shed.
Yes, it is. And Caroline's had it for about 2 years, and even our father's attempted to put it together for her, and as you can see, has not succeeded.
Do you know the sad thing is that we produce lots of waste metal here in the British Isles, right? Of which we could recycle 100%, but we only actually at the moment recycle 35%. So what we need to do is to try and be green about this and try and find a buyer for it that can put it together. I mean, if you said sort of 80, £100, I mean, how does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds about fair. If we can get a little bit more, that's absolutely brilliant.
Great, I love your optimism, OK? I'm sure there's somebody out there that's missing a shed just like this.
I'd love to put it together.
Exactly, good luck to them.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's find a buyer.
OK, come on.
I never had our Paul down as a heavy metaller, but if he can rehome the unwanted shed kit, he'll be the first to have a hit in today's battle for the Trash to Cash crown.
To reach our goal of £400, that's £200 towards Caroline and Jade going to see the West End show and £200 towards the chosen good cause. The two teams are allowed to sell the items wherever they think they'll get the most money for them.
Now that could mean specialist shops through newspaper and internet adverts, local dealers and even auction houses.
Whatever's left will be piled up high here and sold at a grand house sale in about a week's time.
And to make sure we recycle as much of Caroline's clutter as possible, we'll be inviting friends, neighbours, relatives, dealers and collectors to our house sale to help save her clutter from the skip. But that's not all, because Caroline has given us another crucial challenge to conquer. There's one room that she's desperate to claim back from all the clutter that's taken over.
The dining room, well, I haven't even been able to use the dining room because the table is absolutely covered, the floor, well, you can't even walk around the table. So it would be really nice to have that room made over and be able to actually invite my family and friends around so we can sit there for dinner.
Well, you've got to be able to have dinner in your dining room, Caroline, so we're going to take on your challenge, clear out all the clutter and create the perfect setting for family get-togethers. But before we can get our transformation underway, the cheeky chappie of clutter clearing has decided to have a route around and see if he can uncover any unwanted and recyclable items.
So, is this where you have your Sunday roast, is it?
Well,
is that where you have your dinner?
We try and have it in here, but as you can see, I can't quite get to the table.
No. All right, what can we get rid of in this room then? Because there's an awful lot of stuff.
Everything.
Makes it easy, doesn't it? I think we've won because we are going to sell so much stuff. You've got lots of these dollies. Why have you got so many?
Well, originally I started with the one at the top there, the end one, and I bought it from my sister, but I didn't give it to her as a present because I liked it too much, and then they just snowballed from there.
How many dolls you got in total?
About 20.
20? Gosh. These are made of porcelain, and porcelain is quite often referred to as China because originally it was made in China. And on the bottom it says made in Taiwan. The problem with that is that when you're buying dolls that are made abroad, the cost to the environment of shipping them over because of the fuel that's burnt to get them here. Now, this one is a mass-produced doll, value £5 to £10. Some of the earlier dolls, particularly made in Germany, for example, can be worth thousands. But I don't think we've got thousands here, but we have got a Paul Hayes look-alike. Look at that barnet.
A little harsh, Mr. Franks, but all's fair in love, war and clutter clear-out. And between them, our dynamic duo have already salvaged piles of recyclable junk. So far, Paul's efforts have unearthed an estimated £100 worth of resaleable clutter. It's a good effort that's given him an early lead. Because Mark reckons that this little lot of recyclables could bag him up to £60. Paul might have taken an early lead in the race for the Trash to Cash crown, but the hunt for unwanted and recyclable clutter has only just begun. And while the boys keep working, I've pulled Caroline aside for a quick chat.
Caroline, how's the hunt coming along?
It's going really well. Yeah, I think we're getting through most of my muddles and hopefully it'll all get solved.
Have you had a good think about which good cause you'd like some of the money to go to?
I'd like it to go to Childline because I think they do a really good job in looking after the children and they're there at the end of the line for them when they need them. So.
And do you know what that £200 might mean to them?
They don't have enough people to man the phones at the moment, so it'll help towards that. And then at least you know when the children are going to phone up, they're not going to not be able to speak to somebody because of it.
Now, I know you and Jade want a girly weekend away at the West End to go and see a show, so tell me about that.
Yes, I'm looking forward to taking Jade to London because she was promised to go last summer and unfortunately didn't get to go. So it'd be a really nice thing to do and we can then go to a show.
Well, I think they're two really good reasons to start searching through your stuff.
I think you're right, especially if we want to get there.
Right, if we're going to raise the money we need for Caroline to take daughter Jade on a trip to London and for her chosen charity, we need to start turning all this trash to cash, and fast. Paul and Debbie have been joined by a local buyer who might be interested in the do-it-yourself metal shed kit. Paul reckoned they might get up to £100 for it, and he's primed Debbie on how to seal the deal. But will buyer George play ball?
So George, this is the shed and we've had it now for a couple of years and obviously as you can see it's never been put together, so would it be of interest to you?
Yes, it's the sort of thing we could probably use. It's metal. We only sell wooden sheds at the garden centre, but yep, it's the kind of thing, provided the price is right, I'm sure we can do a deal.
Now this was quite expensive, wasn't it?
Yes, it was about £180 brand new.
Was it? Yes. And how
We're not looking for much profit there, though.
No, no. So what do you reckon? You want me to make you an offer?
Yes, have you got a price in mind?
Well, £70 would probably
Well,
be
I was
my
looking a
thinking.
little bit more than that, probably about 120.
No, I don't think we can go to that.
Well, it's clear Debbie means business. The buyer went in low. £70 is a long way from the £100 that Paul was looking for. But Debbie's gone in much higher at £120. It sounds like George is not impressed, but will Team Hayes be able to bump him up? Back inside, Mr. Franks is still rooting through the dining room on the hunt for more unwanted clutter.
So when was the last time you had a Sunday roast in here?
I honestly don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Now, what's the story on this? Can this go?
That can go, yes.
It's made of metal, but it is electroplated, nickel silver, EPNS. That's got to be worth a five of anyone's money. You can take metal down to the local tip and that will be recycled. But we're going to recycle this into cash. Now, what can go on here?
On here, all these wooden animals can go.
Right.
These are actually from Kenya, and I actually watched them make most of these.
I think you'll find in Kenya, what they tend to do is find trees that are already naturally fallen over. And then they make these, as you say, they literally carve them. So they're great little things. These are got to be worth a fiver each of anyone's money, perhaps even a tenner each. But the bad news is, we are going to go and use some elbow grease. Come on, let's get polishing.
Today's race for the Trash to Cash crown is hotting up. But while Team Franks gets stuck into some polishing, back in the garage, Team Hayes are trying to get dealer George to increase his offer on the metal shed kit. Remember, Debbie has asked for £120, but so far George has offered only 70.
90.
95?
95 it is.
Yes?
Yep, OK.
OK then,
All right,
you've got a
thank you, my
deal.
dear.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's...
Well, £95 is a great price and very close to Paul's estimate of £100. And Team Hayes are off to a cracking start with money in the bank.
I thought it went really, really well. I got more than I expected, so that's more obviously to go into the pot.
Before the battle to find more recyclable items in Caroline's clutter-filled home continues, it's time to blow the half-time whistle on today's two trash-transforming teams and catch up with our star players.
Feels like everyone's doing quite well today because there's such a lot of stuff to go through.
There's loads.
Mark, how are you getting on?
I've had lots of dollies, even if we only sell half a dozen. I mean, it's going to be 50 quid's worth. Some wooden carved animals and a candelabra. I reckon I'm good 80 quid today.
That's not bad. Paul, what
Fantastic.
about you?
Well, I can go one better there, Mark, actually. I found a unique item for me, anyway. I found a shed in a garage. Eh? Isn't that weird? But it's in kit
Very
form.
weird.
And we have actually managed to sell it already for £95.
Shed loads of money.
Yeah, lovely bloke he was.
So actually, there's not really much in it, pretty even Stevens. So maybe you should both get back to it.
Go on then.
Well, even Stevens is a good thing for our clutter clearing pair because it just ups the competition for the trash to cash crown and intensifies the hunt for more unused and recyclable clutter.
Who sleeps in a bed like this? No one. What, can all this go?
This can all
Oh,
go.
it's amazing. What about this lecky guitar?
That can go as well.
Do you want a tune?
That was... Go on then. I thought you said a tune.
That's as good as it gets. Where did it come from?
That was my son, Stefan, but he doesn't want it anymore.
There's always a new crop of guitar players coming every single year. So second-hand ones do sell well. This one isn't worth a fortune, but I think most electric guitars are worth 30 or 40 quid. Should we take it and try and find somebody to buy it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be a good idea.
You got a phone book?
Have, yeah.
Phone book? You got the internet?
Got the internet?
Let's go and surf like the Beach Boys.
Ooh, let's hope your selling's nothing like your playing, Mark, because in a corner of the garden, our hero of the north has stumbled upon some more recyclable clutter.
Do you know what? We're always finding items like this. Do you know what this is?
Looks like a side of a bench.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. It's an old cast iron side of a bench, and what's happened is that all the wood has rotted away. Now, people sometimes throw these away, which is a nightmare, really, because at the end of the day, the cast iron, and that can be recycled and made into something else.
OK.
So these benches are actually quite expensive to buy new, all right, in good condition. You're probably looking nearly 100 quid, actually, for something like this. But I think a restored version that we're going to make here and at the house sale, I reckon we could get 25, 30 pounds.
Yeah, I think that'd be absolutely fantastic.
I'll take this one and let's see what we can do with it, eh? We'll turn
OK.
it into something amazing, you watch.
Wonderful.
Well, something amazing is our Danny's stock in trade, and our handiest of men is desperate to get his teeth stuck into a big project like this. It's a challenging job, but if you take it step by step, you too can refurbish and revitalise an old garden chair like this. First, remove all the old nuts and bolts using a lubricating spray to loosen them and then a screwdriver and spanner to remove them. Then spray the cast iron ends using a straight to rust exterior spray paint. Next, purchase some recycled timber from the local timber yard and saw it to size. Then drill the holes for the new nuts and bolts to hold the timbers in place. Finally, paint the wood with exterior wood stain and varnish and use roofing nuts and bolts to secure the wood to the frame. To finish off, add a length of stud to the base to make the unit sturdy. With planning and patience, Danny's turned Caroline's broken and abandoned chair into a centrepiece that will hopefully draw in the customers at the house sale. With Paul and Mark pulling out all the stops, the race for the Trash to Cash crown is really hotting up. So far, Paul's gathered together an estimated £160 worth of clutter, and based on estimated totals, he's just in the lead. But Mark isn't far behind, and his stash of trash has the potential to be recycled into £150.
I'm having a rummage through Caroline's clutter, and it's amazing the kind of things that I'm coming across. Things which I think are far too good to throw away, like this ice effect bowl. Ice was really popular for table ornaments during the Roman times. Then it became popular again in the 18th century and the 1920s when they would make these kind of things from glass. But this, to me, is going to look fantastic in the newly converted dining room.
You see, not everything has to be resold or recycled. We'll see how reusing the bowl will help to transform the decluttered dining room very shortly. But while I've been hunting through the bedrooms, Mark and Caroline have popped along to a local musical instrument shop to see if they can bank some bucks for the unwanted guitar.
Hello.
Hello, hiya.
I've just brought this guitar in. It used to be my son's and he's strummed it a few times and he decided it's not quite for him.
He's
so
given up, right?
I wondered if perhaps you'd be interested in it.
Yeah, we may be. It's the sort of stuff, do lessons here, and a lot of people are wanting to, you know, buy starting kit sort of thing. Have you got a price in mind, or?
Well, I was perhaps thinking maybe about 50.
No way. We wouldn't go as high as 50.
They don't get more definite than that. Mark reckoned they could get about £40 for the guitar, but Caroline's gone in higher at 50. The dealers said no, but what will Team Franks be able to persuade her to pay? Meanwhile, back at the house, Paul's rooting his way through the garage, and he's found himself a real treasure trove of unwanted and recyclable clutter.
Now, when we were younger, we had lots of energy, and to burn off some of that energy, we all had items like this. Look, we've got some old bikes. I mean, nowadays, kids have trampettes or rollerblades. You know, there's something for everybody here. Now, the family themselves have grown out of these items, but we have some more adult exercise equipment here. This is an old exercise ball, which has been used once, if not twice. It's almost as new condition, a bit deflated. But we spend something like £3 billion a year on exercise equipment, which we use once, right? So that's a fortune. There's a fortune to be had when it comes to reselling them. So that's worth a tenner. This lot here is worth 50 quid. Perfect for our house sale. So come on, get your skates on.
Meanwhile, Mark and Caroline are pulling out all the stops to get as much cash as they can for the unwanted guitar. Remember, Caroline's asked for £50 for it, but the dealers said no.
I would say 25, £30.
£30, that's what I heard.
30.
Come on, girls.
A little bit more.
You can get a bit of an agreement going there.
Perhaps 40.
I tell you what, we'll split it. I'll go 35.
40.
Come on, say pretty please, it always works.
Pretty please, 40.
OK, all right then, yeah, top mark, 40, and that gives us just a little markup to be able to sell it on, yeah, 40 then.
That's
very
lovely.
kind.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you so much.
OK,
Cheers.
you're welcome.
Well, that's an amazing piece of haggling from Caroline. She stood her ground and got exactly what she wanted for the guitar, and that's £40 in the bank for Team Franks. The end of our clear out is now in sight, but before Mark and Paul have one last push to get us to our £400 target, it's time to reveal how we've transformed Caroline's junk-filled dining room.
Just looking around here, I can see you're a bit of a hoarder. How on earth has it ended up like this?
Years of practice.
And what kind of feel would you like for this room?
I'd like it to actually be a dining room, but a nice minimalistic dining room.
So you'd like a space where you could have your friends around for dinner and relax a bit more in here?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a bit of a surprise for you. So close your eyes. Open your eyes. What do you think?
Absolutely fantastic. I love the colour. I love these table mats. I think everything matches wonderful. The colours go fantastic.
Well, Jade told us that she likes blue, so we thought we'd put a bit of her influence in the room as well.
Yep, it works really, really well.
And the bowl, which was just wasted amongst all the clutter. I think that looks great in here.
It does. It actually goes with it.
And finally, you'll be able to have your mates around for dinner because all the clutter is gone.
Yeah, it certainly will.
Well, Caroline seems delighted with her new dining room, and that's exactly the response we were hoping for. We've cleared out all the clutter and created a functional dining room around the centrepiece of the newly cleared and dressed table. We've created a warm atmosphere by throwing in some bright colours and candles, and Caroline now has her perfect room for getting together with the family. With the clock counting down to the end of today's clear out, the battle to be the Trash to Cash King could still go either way, and Mr. Hayes has been burrowing deep in the kitchen to try and gain the upper hand.
Now then, Debbie, I've got one word for you.
Gadgets, Paul.
Gadgets, yes. I mean, who spends the most time in your kitchen?
I would have to say it's my other half, Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's against the average, actually. I mean, they reckon that most ladies spend more time in the kitchen, but most blokes actually buy gadgets for the kitchen. Now, items like this, really, are readily saleable. They're quite difficult to recycle, though, and you've got all these plastic parts, you've got electronic workings and so on. So the best way to do that is to find a new buyer.
Okay.
But most things, technology moves on very fast, doesn't it? Right, and if you have a look, there still is a market, though, for the traditional items. I mean, are these Caroline scales? Do you still use these?
No, she doesn't anymore, Paul.
I don't think people would actually use these as often as would, say, a set of electronic scales. So if I said about £20 for the house sale?
Yeah, I think that should be fine, Paul. Do we think we'll be able to get a buyer for them?
Yeah, it should balance things out a bit, shouldn't
Oh, nicely.
it? All right, so, and £10 for the mix, that's £30.
Yeah, I should think
How's
that's
that?
good.
All right, well, let's keep looking.
Okay.
The recyclable items are building up for Paul, but he isn't the only one hunting hard. Mark's in the bedroom and he's discovered some real treasure.
I'm going to let you into a little secret about gold and jewellery. And it all is about a 20p piece. The price of gold does fluctuate, but at the moment, 20p piece worth of gold, i.e. 5 grams of 9-carat gold, is worth about 35 quid. So, if this 20p piece was made of gold, it's worth 35 quid. It's as simple as that. So, that in one hand, and you get a ring in the other, and you balance them out. Yes, I've got an idea that's about the same weight. So that little ring's worth 35 quid. What have we got here? A load of junk jewellery. How much would you pay for this? Not a lot, I bet. These 2 little boxes here do come to a few money. 9-carat gold, 18-carat gold. We're talking about a few hundred quid. Now, every year in Britain, we spend over £4 billion on jewellery and watches. So the next time you're having a major clear out, get your jewellery checked out, because if you make a mistake, you won't be earning cash from all your old trash.
Well, Mark needs to get weighing up Caroline's gold jewellery to get an idea of how much he might be able to sell it on for. But with our clear out of the home now complete, it's time to reveal whose pile of trash has the potential to make the most cash. Mark, you've done a sterling job, and not including the gold, your stash is worth an estimated £240. Which means that Paul is in the lead. His collection of clutter is worth an estimated £290. Now, these figures add up to a lot more than the £400 that Caroline is aiming for, but right now they're just estimated totals. So, will the boys' determination to win the Trash to Cash crown help turn them into the real deal? Clearing Caroline's house was just the beginning. The job now is to turn all of her clutter into cash. So far, Mark and Caroline have made £40 by selling the electric guitar.
40 then.
That's lovely.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Okay,
Cheers.
you're welcome.
And Paul and Debbie have bagged £95 by selling the metal shed kit from the garage.
95?
95 it is.
Yes?
Yep, OK.
OK then,
All right,
you've got a
thank you, my dear.
deal.
All right.
Thank you.
But the real challenge starts here. We're still a long way short of our £400 target for Caroline's day trip for daughter Jade and her good cause Childline, and the pressure's now on to make as much money as possible from all that unwanted clutter. Caroline's roped some friends in to help promote the house sale, but will all their hard work pay off?
It's been just over a week since we first met Caroline from Holbeach in Lincolnshire. Now we're back for the house sale. The two teams have done a fantastic job of making sure the stalls are cram-packed with the sellable items. We've got a cracking crowd behind us today. Despite the less than desirable weather, it's freezing. So without further ado, I declare this house sale open!
Caroline's publicity drive has done wonders, and our Trash to Cash experts soon get stuck into selling. And even Caroline's daughter Jade is pitching in.
Really nice. Go on, make us an offer. 100 quid? 50 quid? Keeps making a funny noise, doesn't she?
No, afraid not.
Go on, then, make an offer.
£3.
£4?
5, 6.
I'll give you 5.
5, we've got a price. Yes, sold. Wonderful.
A £5 sale gets Team Franks off the starting blocks. Meanwhile, Paul has managed to raise some interest in the scales from Caroline's kitchen. And with 4 potential buyers, he's got the perfect solution to be sure of getting the best price.
Do you fancy a little bit of an auction?
Yeah, why not?
So who wants to start the bidding? Shall we say £15?
Fiver.
A fiver we have. £10 we have there with the gentleman there. 15?
15.
15 we have. 20 quid, that's a good bid. 22?
22.
22 we have. Wicked. 25.
25.
25 we have there. Thank you very much, sir. Anybody else now? 28? Come on, it's a night out, isn't it?
26.
26 we have. All right, £26 then. Going once. Going twice. Round of applause, please. Thank you very much. Well done.
Well done, Paul. £26 is a great result for Team Hayes. And now they're up and running, they're not about to drop the ball.
What about £7?
3.
3.
A little bit more?
5, and you have a deal.
5?
Sound right to
Are
you?
we happy with that?
Okay,
Yeah?
that's it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we have to use it.
Right, I will,
All right.
honestly.
Well, the blue-eyed boy is taking no prisoners today, but Team Hayes aren't the only ones pulling out all the stops as the race hots up for today's Trash to Cash crown.
You don't need makeup, you're pretty enough with that.
Oh, bless you, thank you very much.
What do you reckon? 5? Yeah.
Seems like a good deal to me.
Yeah, I think you've had the right result there. Lovely.
And with Mark and Paul working hard to rehome as much clutter as possible, I think it's time for me to do my bit.
While the two teams get stuck into the selling, I've decided to raise a bit of extra cash myself. I'm going to hold this fabulous tombola and all the proceeds are going to go towards Caroline's chosen good cause. She's very kindly let me have some of the less valuable items to use as prizes. I'm going to sell the tickets for £1 a time, and looking at the line I've got queuing, I think I can make quite a valuable contribution. So, who fancies a go? Do you want me to give it a rustle?
No.
Right, what number have you got? You've got this bag of toiletries.
Thank you very much.
Just what you always wanted.
Thank you.
Remember? Oh, yeah. You know, you said your hands are cold. You won't be able to play this yet, but maybe later. 159. No? Oh, better luck next time.
Back on the stalls, the battle to be the Trash to Cash king is intensifying.
150?
Yeah, okay.
And Paul is looking to sell the jewel in his clutter. He's found a couple of potential buyers for the broken garden chair that Danny repaired earlier, and he's hoping that his auctioneering skills will pay off for a second time.
We have. How about 20 quid, sir? £20 we have.
22?
22? Do we make it 25, sir?
Absolutely.
£25 we have. Is that all right with you?
You can have it.
Are you sure? Anybody else want this garden bench? It's going to be going now for £25. Anyone else want to come in?
Buzz off.
Excellent work. £25 for what was previously 2 broken lumps of metal cluttering up the garden is a real result for Team Hayes. Despite the snow, there's no let-up in customers, and once Mr. Frank spots a potential buyer, there's no stopping the sales patter.
This one's particularly important because it looks like Paul Hayes. It's got the same hair. What about 100 quid, £10 each?
I'm thinking more in the region of £15 for the lot.
I think we can do better than that. What do you think, Jade?
30?
20,
40?
30.
40?
You really need 40.
40, yeah.
Cheap, 4 quid each.
Against my better judgment, 40.
Oh, you're lovely. Okay.
Put it out.
That's great.
Well, Team Frank stuck to their guns, and they've had a real result. £40 for the dolls is a healthy sale that keeps Mark and Caroline storming ahead. Both teams are working flat out. But the big question is, who's leading the way and who's falling behind?
Paul, you're in a chirpy mood today. Is that because you think you might be in the lead?
I think it's because it's cold, actually. It's nervous energy.
Yeah. Sell as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Sell.
Well, we have been doing, yeah. It's been fast and furious on there. Debbie's been great. So I think we've done quite well.
So you're quite confident?
Very confident today, yeah.
Don't be too confident because I can tell you it's still not over yet and it's pretty even Stevens. So get back on your stall.
OK, can you just do us a favour? Just give us a hand off the snow. Yeah?
If you slip over one more time.
Go on.
Don't worry, Paul, I'm not about to let any snow-induced accident stop you from selling your socks off, because your opponent has just one objective in mind, and that's to win.
Hello, sir. Can I relieve you of some money, please?
Yes, sir.
What are you looking at?
This here toolbox
Anything else?
and the rhinoceros.
Do you want to make an offer on the lot?
20.
What do you reckon? Bit more?
Bit more.
25.
28?
25.
Take it or leave it?
Okay, we'll take it.
Well, you've not done badly there, Caroline. You've made yourself £25 out of unwanted clutter. And there's still plenty of customers.
How much do you want for it? Tell her. She spent nearly 1 whole minute polishing that. Look.
I'll see more than like a £2.
Can't you round it up? £5 or a tenner? Just be like notes.
5.
6?
Go on, 6. All right, done. There's the money.
Thank you very much.
Another victory for Team Franks, and this house sale is turning into an epic battle as Team Hayes are also fighting hard.
My wife's got one of these and it just lasts forever, you know. Very hard wearing. So how about 20 quid the lot? You've got 2 silver boxes and a few.
What about £12 the two? A little bit more than that, my darling. So how about 15?
15?
That's £15 in the Team Hayes coffers, and it seems like the more he makes, the more our Paul turns on that famous charm.
And what we'll do, we'll do a special price. This one's 7 quid. This one's free.
Bob will get one.
How does that sound?
I'll give you £3 for
£3? How about a fiver and I'll throw you in a free frisbee? How does that sound, no?
No, £3.
£3?
Yeah.
That's the deal, is it?
Yes.
This is a hard bargainer there.
Oh, yes.
Hard bargainer.
All right, OK. Well, I hope the little girl loves those, that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
That's great. Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Well, you've got to hand it to Mr. Hayes. He tried every tactic in the book there. He's firing on all cylinders, and I think it's time for me to give a little gentle encouragement to his southern rival.
Paul is flying today. He's got them swarming around his stall.
Well, it could be because we're up north and he's a northerner.
Calm down.
Calm down. But I've got something up my sleeve.
What is it?
Gold!
What do you mean by that?
We've got some jewellery and I've made a few phone calls. I'm waiting for the phone to ring and I'm going to go off and sell it.
Wow, that sounds promising.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Well, you could never doubt that London's finest would have something major in reserve to help him win the battle for the Trash to Cash crown. And while he gets to work, my tombola is still doing a roaring trade for Caroline's good cause.
Anything you fancy on the table?
The candles.
Yeah, they are nice. That's quite nice as well. Oh my God, I'm a witch. Look, I just pointed at it and you want it.
Thank you.
Check it out. It's a whale doll. Have you got any grandkids?
I've got 5.
Oh, there you go. I've got this feeling you are going to be lucky.
I hope so. Obviously not. 164, Jill. No.
Back at the stalls, Paul is continuing his relentless selling onslaught in his quest to get ahead of Mark.
How about a tenner for the lot?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Does that sound all right to you?
Yeah.
And what was the other
Those?
thing you're interested in?
Bed down there.
Oh, this is a day bed. This is quite nice, actually, isn't it? Look at that. But this was actually Mark's, but don't tell him, will you? He doesn't know he's missing it. How about a fiver for that?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
So that's 15
That's
for the
15
for
quid.
the two.
That's lovely. Thank you very much. That entitles you to 10% discount on anything else.
Is it all right?
OK?
Well, it seems our teams are trying every strategy to get ahead today, and the good news is that every sale means more space cleared in Caroline's cluttered home. Back at the Team Frank's stall, Mark still hasn't made his move, but what is clear is that there's some intensive selling going on.
Lovely, thank you very much.
You're interested in the giraffe?
Yeah.
It's actually carried all the way from Kenya.
Go on, make us an offer.
£2.
What?
Oh no, more than that.
More than that.
3.
More than that.
10?
Final offer 5.
Okay, then we'll go with 5.
There you go, 1 crispy 5 pence.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, there's no let-up in the pace, but Mark's going to need more than £5 sales to win a decisive victory in today's race for the Trash to Cash crown. Because Team Hayes are still racking up the sales, with Paul and Debbie doing everything they can to offload their unwanted clutter for the best price.
How about £12?
£8. A little bit more.
£9.
£9. Can you go one more?
10. Yeah.
Okay, that's a deal.
How about a fiver?
Yeah, go on.
That sound all right
Okay,
to you?
yeah.
All right,
That's
there
wonderful.
we go.
Thank you very much indeed.
What's your budget, mate? You've got 11.
11,
So let him out for 11 quid.
shall we?
All right, OK, well, that's £11. Is that all right
Okay,
with you?
then that's fine. That's a deal. There you go.
Well, this rapid-fire selling is increasing Paul's coffers all the time, and he's looking like he might be in a prime position to take today's Trash to Cash crown. But the great hope of the South isn't going to go down without a fight. He and Caroline are hoping to cash in on the potential treasure trove from the bedroom. They're visiting a local jeweller's in the hope of selling the gold items Mark found during the clear-out. And if he's to have any hope of beating Paul, then the jewellery will need to be worth the several £100s that he valued it at.
I've just brought some jewellery in today. I've got some 18 carats and 9 carat. I want to sell them because I've outgrown them really.
What I'll do is I'll put them on my scales,
Okay.
and we'll weigh them separately, and then we can come with some sort of price for you.
Okay.
Is that all right?
sounds good.
Mark and Caroline can only wait to see if the jeweller will be willing to pay the prices they're looking for. If she isn't, it could cost Mark the Trash to Cash crown. Meanwhile, back at the house, sale time is running out, and Paul is pulling out all the stops to sell as much as he can in the last-minute selling frenzy.
Fiver, thank you.
£2.
CD player for the car?
Today's challenge was to raise £400, half for Caroline to take daughter Jade on a trip to London and half for her good cause, Childline. Both teams have recycled a mountain of unwanted clutter, but will they have managed to reach our target? Was Mark's trip to the jewellers a success? And who will be today's Trash to Cash king?
OK, so the house sale's over. Did you enjoy it?
Did,
yes. So how have we done?
Well, it's the moment of truth. It's approaching. We had quite a high target to meet today. It was £400.
Yep.
£200 so you and Jade can get that theatre trip, and £200 towards Childline. So it's the moment of truth. I've got the results and I know who's the winner. So, Paul and Debbie.
Yes.
You raised £233.
How's that? Well done. Hey, congratulations.
So you've definitely reached your side of the bargain. But has Mr. Franks and Caroline?
Don't get up my sleeve.
There's always something going on up your sleeve, apparently. Mark and Caroline, you raised £754. Wicked! Which means that Mr. Franks is today's Trash to Cash king. Hooray!
You're not worthy. I'm not worthy.
And it also means that the grand total today is a really big one. It's £1,008.
Hey!
That is brilliant, I think.
That's great.
So it's an excellent result, and this is how Mark managed to win today's contest.
So I've done the calculations for you, and I've weighed the 18 and the 9 carat gold, and I've got a price for you at £578.
Is there any possibility you could round that up to 600?
Unfortunately, I can't. We are based on the gold prices, based twice a day in London, and unfortunately I haven't got any leeway on that at all.
What about £2, round it up to 580?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's
yes,
lovely.
okay.
Okay, thanks very
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
my pleasure. Thank you.
That staggering sale, the generosity of the customers at the house sale, and my tombola takes the final total to a massive £1,032. That means that £528 will be going to Childline, leaving Caroline with £504, and I'm sure she'll now be able to afford more than one trip to London. A couple of weeks later, Caroline and Jade are in London's Theatreland, enjoying the perfect mum and daughter day out that they missed out on last year.
It means an awful lot because Jade was actually promised to come last summer and it didn't happen, so it's something that I promised her we would do if we could raise this money. So having been able to raise it, it's been really good for us.
After a jam-packed day of sightseeing, what better way to end the day than to take in a performance of a West End extravaganza?
Well, that was a really good show, really enjoyed it, and it was an excellent finish to our day in London. Fantastic.
Another successful clear out done and dusted. We'll be back next time where we'll be recycling some unwanted trash and turning it into cash.